Well, I got my shot today. I was out here cooking dinner, smoking some chicken wings, and I was sitting down on the patio and I noticed how these flowers were backlit behind me, especially the hot lips, the salvia, and the hummingbirds love those, and I thought, how cool would it be if a hummingbird came by right now? And I was able to get a backlit shot. And sure enough, just at that moment, a hummingbird came by. Right, Julia?
Can you catch on my face?
Oh, the hummingbird's gone now. But what happened is right then, the hummingbird came by. Whoop! The hummingbird came by. And so I went and got my camera, and the hummingbird left, but then came back just about a minute later, and I got a burst of backlit shots of the hummingbird. Right, Julia?
Hi, I'm Chuck.
Ah, that's my friend. My daughter Julia and my friend Chuck.
Stop! I want to ban the camera.
I don't want you in my face, Chuck.
Let's check it.
Well, it's day 2, day 3, depending on where I'm going to start the counting. Day 2 of my 1 shot a day exercise. It's a gorgeous late summer morning, about an hour before I have to take the kids to school. Come out for a walk. Probably can't see it, but behind me, in addition to this, really beautiful morning light, there are not only clouds of the distance, but you can see a few mountains, a couple hot air balloons. Well, I have Dwight Schrute hair this morning. Yeah, so out on a walk. I didn't bring my camera. Figure if I see something, I'll take a picture with my phone. I did bring my Moment macro lens, but yeah, just a beautiful morning to be out for a walk. Almost see my breath. Almost. It's the first morning we've had, maybe this whole summer, that I've needed to wear a jacket outside. Fall is on the way, thank goodness. But, beautiful walk this morning. I'll let you know if I get anything. Watch this. Walking doesn't even register. I think that's a good sign. Literally. So maybe half a block from the speed limit sign that we just passed, and I see this on the road. Just painted on there. At work we would call that, strong towns we would call that tactical urbanism. Well, I'm kind of on the midpoint of my walk. And I got my shot for the day. I'm here at a pond near my house. And whenever I get in these situations, I get super distracted. And I start looking all around because there's so many birds around here. There are ducks, red-winged blackbirds. On my walk, I saw scrub jays and Steller's jays. There's a tree full of these really cute little gray birds called bush tits. I'm sure I saw others too. Anyway, I got my shot for the day. I noticed as I was walking that there's just the first blush of red on some of the trees around here. And I've been actually kind of nervous about what kind of fall colors we're going to get this year, because the summer has just been so very, very dry. And there are a lot of different factors that go into determining what colors the leaves will be, how long they'll last, and this year's weather, I believe, is one of the factors, as well as, I believe, also last year's rain. Not weather, but rainfall. Anyway, just to see that first kiss of red on the trees was really pretty. So I took a shot of some trees with the sky overhead. It's not a great shot. I can tell just by looking at my screen that the image is kind of warped because I shot it in the ultra wide, but that's okay. That's the purpose of this exercise, is not to create portfolio worthy shots, and I need to do a better job of looking in the camera because it's just so pretty. Alright, so forgive the furtive looks. It's not probably what it looks like too, but that's not actually what's happening. Anyway, beautiful walk this morning. I have to start walking home now to get the girls ready to go to school. So I think that's day 2. Alright, well, we are here for day 3 of our exercise, and we are here at Mount Angel Abbey and Seminary. They also have a brewery here, which is fantastic, and they have a woodland on the property, which is where I'll be today. They have some trails back there. They also graze some cattle back there, but I've done quite a bit of bird photography in the woodland over the last 18 months, though it has been a while since I've been here. So we're gonna get out on the trail and see what we can see. Should be fun. So one of the reasons I wanted to come here is because, as I think I said before, I used to come here all the time. Last year when I was just learning to do photography, I was even more of a beginner than I am now. And I would come here and I would do bird photography. I took pictures of the trees. I took pictures of squirrels and raccoons and really whatever else I could find out here. And I loved it, and it was so beautiful, and it really is still beautiful. But earlier this year there was a huge ice storm that came through our area and just decimated, no kidding, hundreds of thousands of trees in this area. And I've described it as the coronavirus of ice storms because it seemed to hit hardest the oldest trees and the weakest trees. And there are so many amazing trees out here of all kinds and just magnificent. And the ice storm hit really hard. There's a bee on my tripod. I had to move. There was a very aggressive meat bee. So I came out here because I think my tendency sometimes is to reserve my photography for the beautiful things. And I wouldn't be surprised if I'm out here again throughout this 8-week process, because I think I need to let photography help me process the loss of so many of these trees. Well, we've come to a break in the trees, and you can get a good look at the monastery retreat center from here. Pretty beautiful. Blue sky today, which is kind of a shame, but this is when I was able to get out. Blue sky and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's It's what you do when you want to go do photography and you have kids on a school night and company coming over for dinner. But that's right. It's nice. You can hear the church bells ringing. We've heard the phrase. We've heard the phrase, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, it's definitely 5:20 here. And the whole valley knows, which is awesome. I can hear those bells from my house. Well, I've walked about as far on this trail as I've ever walked before, and nothing has really grabbed me. I started this video wondering if photography could be a tool for contemplation. But maybe today it becomes more about whether or not vlogging is a hindrance to contemplation. I think it probably is. Predictably. So, I would imagine. So, I am going to turn around. Maybe I'll see something on the way back I didn't see on the way here. Oh well. We'll see. Well, I'm about 3/4 of the way back to the parking lot, and something did catch my eye. It's kind of a variation on a theme, I guess, considering what my shot was yesterday. It's a tree in fall colors, early fall colors, standing out against a green background of the rest of the trees that haven't changed or won't change. It's not an award-winning shot by any means. There's still the bluish white sky of the late afternoon sun, but just the way this tree is being hit by this almost 3/4 light from the sun about 2 hours before sunset. Before sunset? No, it's about 3 hours before sunset. It's about 2 hours before golden hour. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that I'm drawn to this theme. I think we're all looking forward to fall in my neck of the woods. It's been a very long, very hot, and extremely dry summer. And we have rain in the forecast, significant rain in the forecast for the first time in absolute months and months and months and months in 2 days. So I'm hoping that happens. Definitely not an award-winning shot. But this is what I'm drawn to right now, and I'm going to honor that, so to speak, and take the shot. More bells. That means it's 6 o'clock. And I'm gonna be late for dinner. All right. See you tomorrow. Or maybe not. I did not take a single photograph on day 4. And by the end of the day, I was actually getting kind of stressed out about it. As my wife and I were driving home from our date night, we saw this just absolutely gorgeous sunset. And I wanted to stop the car basically in the middle of the road so I could hop out and get a photograph of it. But my wife is significantly smarter than me and said that it was a really dumb idea to basically put ourselves in mortal danger in order to get a roadside picture of the sunset. So that was it. I didn't take a picture that day. However, I will say that I did savor that sunset because it was so beautiful. On day 5, I actually took a photograph that I had been thinking about all week. In our front yard, we have some Russian sage, and every morning I watched as the sunrise, in the earliest moments of sunrise, kind of the sun kind of graced the very tips, the very top of the Russian sage, and then as the sun got higher, obviously the light kind of moved down. But just in those first few moments of sunrise, I thought it was really pretty what the light was doing with the plant. And so on day 5, I got out my camera and my macro lens, and I took this image of 2 of the Russian sage stems sort of crossing each other, and I just thought it was very pretty. Well, it's been about a week since we completed the photography exploration, about a week since I recorded those last narration videos here in my office, and I've spent the last few mornings editing this video, learning the crudest basics of iMovie in order to be able to put it together. I just got to say that if you want to be confronted by every blemish on your face, every unplucked nose hair, every errant eyebrow hair, your bad teeth, your wrinkles, every verbal tic that you didn't know that you had, just spend a few hours editing yourself. It was eye-opening. And I just gotta say, talking to the camera is hard, or at least it was hard for me. So I don't know, obviously, how many people have stuck around to the end. This ended up being a long video, at least twice as long as any videos I would hope to make in the future. If you did, thank you. I just want to offer a final brief reflection. One of the words that Paintner uses in chapter 1 is the word behold. And to me, the word behold implies not just seeing, but witnessing a revelation, witnessing a miracle. And so I think that to cultivate third level seeing in ourselves is to open ourselves up. Loud truck. So I think that to cultivate third level seeing in ourselves is to open ourselves up to the revelations that were always hiding around us in plain sight. But I have to say that it was in the process of making and editing this video that I realized just how far I have to go, because I spent hours looking not just at pencil sharpeners and flowers and birds. I spent hours looking at myself on the screen. And what I came away with were all of my so-called flaws, my unkempt hair, my bad teeth, my overweight body. I am stuck in second level thinking about myself. In my tradition, we believe that every human being is an image bearer of God. And I have a hunch that for me, the final challenge of contemplation, whether I have a camera in my hand or not, is not going to be whether I saw the divine shimmering forth in nature, or even whether I saw the image of God in my worst enemy, but rather, was I able to see myself as God sees me, with perfect love, as a revelation, maybe even with a kind of awe? So whether or not I make another video, for me, the final lesson of contemplative photography, the final lesson of contemplation, won't be beholding, but rather knowing in my deepest place that I'm being held. And I hope that you come to know that as well. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If there's a next time, I hope to see you next time. Thanks again.